if you're just joining us here, was just arrested and taken into federal custody in New York tonight. Sources tell TMZ Homeland Security swooped into a Midtown hotel late Monday where Diddy was staying, and they arrested him.
Man, I ain't gonna lie.
It's a story that seems to unravel layer by layer, with every new detail more shocking than the last. But perhaps the most shocking development is the emergence of more victims who are now speaking out about their horrifying experiences spanning decades, and one of these victims is none other than Jennifer Lopez. That's right, the arrest of Diddy Combs has rocked the entertainment industry, and the shockwaves are only just starting to spread. It is now claimed that J.Lo, who has long been considered one of Hollywood's untouchable idols, spent years living under a cloud of intimidation and terror as a result of her relationship with Diddy.
Breaking news tonight, Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul. His attorney tells CNN that he is currently being processed. The charges are unclear as of this moment.
Is that really true? With Diddy behind bars, it appears that the truth is finally beginning to surface. Jennifer Lopez's public persona, which was supposed to be concealing a much darker reality in which she was being threatened and controlled by one of the most powerful people in the music business, was allegedly concealed.
I have information that he was arrested tonight at a Manhattan hotel. He is currently being processed. I heard from his attorney they are still maintaining his innocence. They said that in anticipation of these charges that Diddy relocated to New York last.
Let us begin with the most recent news. The music mogul Diddy was arrested by federal agents on Monday night in Manhattan. Although the charges against him are still under seal, Diddy's arrest has generated a lot of talk. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York confirmed Diddy's arrest, and the music mogul had moved to New York voluntarily ahead of the charges. Diddy's legal team, of course, is calling the entire incident a miscarriage of justice and insisting that Diddy is being unfairly prosecuted. Diddy's statement portrays Diddy as a loving family man and self-made entrepreneur who is prepared to clear his name in court.
That this is the end of the Diddy story, as we know.
Celebrity scandals often come with reassurances from high-powered lawyers, and Diddy's case is no exception. However, this particular situation is bigger than anything we've seen in years. The timing of Diddy's arrest is especially significant, as rumors are swirling that Jennifer Lopez has been living in fear, unable to speak out about her past experiences with him. Sources close to J.Lo suggest that her history with Diddy, marked by threats and intimidation, was the true cause of her recent split from Ben Affleck. While many speculated about typical celebrity breakup reasons, like busy schedules or irreconcilable differences, the reality may be far more sinister.
That's my initial reaction, because that's how I always feel when I see situations like this. And then there's just like this weird sense of grief, because it is Diddy, right? Diddy is a hip-hop hero. He's an ordinary person who did extraordinary things. To sit here and act like the man wasn't a huge part of our upbringing is a damn lie. So there's this weird sense of grief, like another one of our heroes has ruined their legacy, and it's their own fault because of poor choices.
Diddy reportedly threatened Jennifer for years to keep quiet about their previous relationship, according to people close to the singer. And let's not forget, these aren't just idle threats. We're talking about a man who, according to numerous allegations, has used coercion and manipulation to maintain control over the people around him. The threats were allegedly serious enough to silence Jennifer for 2 decades despite everything they went through together. But now that Diddy has been arrested, it appears like that long-held silence may finally be breaking.
You can't just keep changing the top layer. You got to do some real internal work, and you have all the money, all the resources to have access to the best everything. Stop spending the money and using the resources to attempt to cover up your lies, and start using the money and the resources.
Things begin to make sense when we look back over the course of their relationship. One of the most well-known couples of the late 1990s, Jennifer and Diddy made headlines for their whirlwind romance all the time. But behind the scenes, things were anything but glamorous. J.Lo was only beginning to establish herself in the music and film industries. Her breakthrough performance in Selena had catapulted her into the public eye, and her debut album, The Six, was gaining traction. Dee, on the other hand, was already well known in the hip-hop community. a man with significant influence and connections.
And in this lawsuit, he claims that essentially P. Diddy was the Epstein of the...
Their relationship was tumultuous from the start. Insiders claim that Diddy's controlling behavior quickly became an issue as Jennifer Lopez focused on building her career. Diddy reportedly wanted her by his side constantly, allegedly keeping close tabs on her every move. As time went on, things only worsened. Publicly, they appeared to be madly in love, attending events like the 1999 MTV Video Music Awards and looking like the perfect couple. However, by the end of that year, their relationship took a darker turn. In December 1999, the pair were involved in the infamous Club New York incident, where a gunfight broke out. After fleeing the scene, they led police on a high-speed chase, and when pulled over, an unregistered weapon was found in their vehicle. Both were arrested, although Jennifer was later cleared of any wrongdoing. Diddy's involvement dominated headlines for months, and many believe this event marked the beginning of the end for their relationship.
Is there any possibility that he walks away clean from this, that everything is dropped and he faces no charges or any prison time?
Not impossible. I mean, anything is possible, but I don't see that happening. I see him kind of going the path of R. Kelly, where again, for so many decades, he was able to act with impunity and just, with harming so many, young women.
Behind the scenes, it's been suggested that Diddy started sending Jennifer veiled threats around this time, warning her that there would be dire consequences if she ever spoke out about what had really gone on between them. Sources claim that Diddy's control over Jennifer became even more oppressive after the nightclub incident. He was allegedly paranoid about protecting his image and wanted to make sure she wouldn't say anything that could damage his reputation.
Why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup.
The pair formally called it quits in 2001, but here's the thing. Despite their split, it seems like Diddy never really moved on because there have been a ton of stories throughout the years regarding the true cause of their separation. In interviews, Jennifer has stayed silent and provided evasive answers, frequently suggesting that their relationship wasn't working out. However, recent reports from people close to her indicate that she may have been intimidated into remaining silent about the allegations that Diddy had controlled and manipulated her during their relationship, and that the threats continued even after their breakup.
You pay those lawyers to know. Those lawyers know what he's gonna beat, and those lawyers know what he ain't gonna be.
Now, after all these years, those past threats may have resurfaced, haunting Jennifer Lopez once again. Speculation is growing that her recent marital struggles with Ben Affleck were heavily influenced by the lingering fear she still feels toward Diddy. According to some reports, Ben was unaware of the full extent of what Jennifer had endured in the past, and as these details began to surface, it put significant strain on their relationship. Allegedly, Jennifer felt trapped between her present life and the shadow of her past, unable to fully move on due to the hold Diddy still had over her. Though she tried to keep her history with Diddy hidden, the emotional toll of carrying that burden for so long became overwhelming, ultimately leading to a breaking point in her marriage.
It's just crazy. Just read.
Insiders are now revealing that the fear Jennifer Lopez lived with wasn't just emotional. Rumors suggest she was physically threatened on multiple occasions during and after her relationship with Diddy. Allegedly, Diddy made it clear that if she ever exposed him, there would be serious consequences. Some whispers even claim that these threats were so severe that Jennifer had to go into hiding for short periods, fearing for her safety and that of those close to her. These revelations about Jennifer's experience with Diddy are casting a new light on the scandal surrounding him, which has been brewing for months. His arrest has ignited a wave of new accusations and confessions, and it appears that the once untouchable music mogul is finally facing the repercussions of his actions. For years, there were hushed rumors about the darker side of Diddy's empire, but few dared to speak out. Now, with Jennifer Lopez's name added to the list of alleged victims, it's clear the power dynamics in this story are starting to shift.
I think industry talk, there's a lot of people who, who have worked for him. There's been stories around, which is, not necessarily unusual.
The real question now is how much more will be uncovered about Diddy's past. His arrest has opened the floodgates, and more people are coming forward each day. Could this be the moment when the full truth is revealed? If Jennifer Lopez chooses to publicly share her story, it could send shockwaves through the entertainment industry. As we look to the future, it's clear that Jennifer's story is far from over. The weight of her past with Diddy has impacted her for years, and now that his arrest has brought everything to light, we may soon see her break her silence. If she does, could it be the final nail in the coffin for Diddy's empire?
Nor did you apologize for lying that you didn't do what you knew you was on tape doing. So who was this apology for? I'll tell you who it was for. Diddy's ego. Diddy's brand. Diddy and his handlers are looking at this all wrong. You're trying to salvage his professional.
However, if you believe that Diddy's recent arrest marked the end of his problems, you couldn't be more mistaken. The music mogul, who was once untouchable, has had a hectic week, and it appears like everything is coming to an abrupt end. The news never stops, and one of the biggest bombshells is a massive lawsuit that is allegedly worth $1 billion or more and is linked to even more alarming claims. It seems as though a floodgate has opened as more and more people come forward to share their personal accounts of Diddy's aggression and terror control.
New at 5, the legal troubles continue for Sean Diddy Combs tonight after a judge ordered the music mogul to pay $100 million to a Michigan man who says that he was assaulted by Combs in '97.
According to court documents, Derek Cardello Smith says Combs and then assaulted him during an after party at a Holiday Inn in Detroit. But Combs never responded to the lawsuit in court.
Presently among the voices, according to recent reports, rising is Dawn Richard, a name that Danity Kane fans may recognize from when Diddy formed that girl group and Dawn was one of the standout members. Now she's making it clear that her experiences with Diddy were nothing like the fantasy she may have had when she first applied for the show. In addition to the numerous charges already leveled against Diddy, Dawn is accusing him of years of mistreatment and unpaid royalties. But this case goes beyond financial matters, uncovering claims that create a very nasty picture of Diddy's behavior behind the scenes.
These are all allegations that have become shockingly familiar against Diddy in recent months, as he has faced lawsuit after lawsuit from women and men who have accused him of all manner of bad behavior.
Sources close to the case claim that Dawn's claims describe instances in which Diddy allegedly threatened her career, prevented her from receiving the compensation she was due for her contributions to Danity Kane, and exposed her to situations where dubious things were happening right in front of her. If that wasn't enough, Dawn also claimed to have personally witnessed violent outbursts, with Diddy allegedly going so far as to physically harm those around him, including his former partners. Now, this lawsuit is adding to the mounting pile of legal actions that appear to be.
Dawn had the choice to file the case as a Jane Doe, and she chose not to do that. After giving it a fair amount of thought, she wants accountability.
Let's go back a bit, though, because this isn't just one accusation. It's becoming increasingly obvious that these stories are part of a pattern of behavior that dates back to the 1990s, and Diddy appears to have been handling his problems consistently through intimidation and threats of violence. Those close to him have repeatedly accused him of using his influence and power to silence anyone who dared to speak up, and it appears that his good fortune may be running out.
This is in the matter of Derek Lee Cardello Smith, MDOC number 267009 versus Sean Combs, Sean Puff Daddy Combs, also known as Sean P. Diddy, also known as Diddy, Bad Boy Records label owner.
This isn't the first time Diddy has faced serious accusations. Far from it. For years, there have been whispers and rumors about his behind-the-scenes actions. Just last year, Cassandra Ventura, better known as Cassie, filed a shocking lawsuit against Diddy, claiming she had endured years of emotional and physical abuse during their decade-long relationship. The allegations were explosive, with Cassie describing a relationship where she felt manipulated and controlled, and Diddy allegedly forcing her to participate in disturbing activities while keeping her under his control. The lawsuit was quickly settled, though the details were kept private. Still, it left a stain on Diddy's public image. Now, with these new lawsuits and his recent arrest, things seem to be spiraling even further out of control.
Only man currently facing charges in the case, Dwayne Keefe Davis, claims that Sean Combs, also known as Diddy, paid for a hit on Tupac.
It's not just Cassie or Day-Ban's Chopper speaking out. Diddy has faced at least 10 other lawsuits over the years, with accusations ranging from physical altercations to more elaborate forms of control and manipulation. Earlier this year, a former adult film star came forward, claiming Diddy had manipulated her for years and subjected her to a cycle of mistreatment. The allegations keep piling up, painting a troubling picture of someone who has allegedly used his fame, fortune, and power to evade accountability. What's especially striking is how long this pattern has gone largely unnoticed, or at the very least, unpunished. It's not hard to see how Diddy managed to build an empire while keeping the darker aspects of his personal life hidden from public view. For years, he was the charismatic face of Bad Boy Records, known for his flashy lifestyle, larger-than-life persona, and a string of hits with artists like the Notorious Big, Mary J. Blige, and Usher. He was celebrated as a music mogul and self-made entrepreneur, always one step ahead in the industry. But behind that success story, it seems there was another side to Diddy, one that very few were willing to discuss, until now.
But we've also heard that there's some secret lawsuit going on in New York City as it relates to Diddy too.
The timing couldn't be worse for Diddy, who after seemingly untouchable status for decades, now finds himself at the center of a legal and PR nightmare that may spell the end of his career in entertainment. If these recent lawsuits are any indication, a side of him is beginning to come to light.
And I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
Additionally, as the court cases progress, Diddy's companies are already suffering. The recent wave of negative press has hurt several of Diddy's ventures, including his media company Revolt TV and his private label Spirits company. Rumor has it that some of his biggest business partners are starting to distance themselves, unwilling to be associated with the increasing number of scandals surrounding his name. As more people come forward, it's difficult to see how Diddy can recover from this.
That's not the issue. The issue is it seems as though he wants to kind of like exert power and dominance over people.
People are also questioning the industry as a whole in light of the most recent developments. How did Diddy manage to operate unchecked for so long? Were there people in his circle who knew what was going on but chose to ignore it? More importantly, is this just the beginning? Could other prominent figures in the music industry become embroiled in scandals of a similar nature?
That's the interesting part here. And so what the plaintiff in this case did was filed for what we call a temporary restraining order, which would have prevented Diddy, or would prevent him from selling that Los Angeles home. And so we know, or at least we believe, that that TRO was granted to enjoin or stop him from selling that.
As the weeks pass, it's evident that Diddy's arrest has unlocked a sort of Pandora's box. With every new lawsuit, the picture gets more and more clear. This isn't just about one person's alleged actions. Rather, it's about a larger culture of silence and power in the entertainment industry that has allowed people like Diddy to act with impunity for so long. Fortunately, it appears that the tide is turning.
One of the things that's going to happen, and I do believe that there has been a grand jury investigation that has been employed in this case. I think there may be a federal investigation going on, and there may be a stateside one, but I'm not totally sure. But one of the things that the prosecution in any case is going to try to do is show that there is a pattern of behavior.
At this point, it's hard to predict how this will all end. Will Diddy manage to escape these latest charges, or is this the moment when everything finally catches up with him? One thing is certain, this story is far from over. As the legal battles unfold, we're likely to see more revelations, more twists, and more individuals stepping forward to share their stories. For now, it seems that the once powerful Diddy is in serious trouble, and his empire may not survive the fallout. What's even more fascinating is how his relationships with people like Jennifer Lopez and Cassie could influence the outcome of this saga. Jennifer Lopez, in particular, is under the spotlight now more than ever, and her past with Diddy is being re-examined in light of these latest allegations. Will she finally speak out about what really happened between them? And if she does, how will it affect Diddy's already crumbling reputation?
Everything that you're looking at, they're all tied in together. Every part, as crazy as this seems, as
outrageous as it seems, it all ties in.
With so many moving pieces, it feels like we're on the brink of a major reckoning, not just for Diddy, but for the entire industry that protected him for so long. His reign at the top may be coming to an end, but the full story of how he got here is only just beginning to unfold. For those who have been waiting for justice, this could be the moment when everything changes. With all these shocking revelations and accusations emerging, Diddy's empire appears to be on the verge of collapse. But the real question remains, will even more victims come forward now that the tide is turning? And what about Jennifer Lopez? Will she finally speak out about her past with Diddy? Her truth could completely reshape the narrative surrounding him. We want to hear your thoughts. What do you think will happen next? Let us know in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video.